In 2025, if you whisper the words Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro, chances are someone nearby perks up. These GLP-1 medications, originally designed for type 2 diabetes, have morphed into something far bigger than their medical purpose. They've gone from being quiet tools for regulating blood sugar to the buzziest cultural phenomenon in years. They've reshaped not only how doctors approach obesity and diabetes, but also how millions of people, including some of Hollywood's biggest names, think about weight, health, and even beauty. What started as a clinical innovation has spiraled into a movement. Scroll through TikTok, and you'll find endless Ozempic check videos. Flip on late-night TV, and you'll hear comedians cracking jokes about Hollywood's new favorite diet. Wander into a Beverly Hills party, and someone's whispering about who's on it and who's pretending not to be. It's the not-so-secret celebrity secret of 2025, one that has red carpets, gossip columns, and even medical journals buzzing. But here's the real question. What's hype, what's fact, and what's being swept conveniently under the rug? By the time 2025 rolled around, GLP-1s had officially broken into the mainstream, in a way very few prescription drugs ever have. At the Golden Globes, comedian Nikki Glazer kicked off the show with a one-liner about Ozempic that had the whole room laughing. Not because it was shocking, but because everyone knew exactly what she was talking about. That's how you know a drug has crossed from medicine to pop culture, when it's the butt of a joke everyone gets. And behind the humor, real-life confessions. Kathy Bates openly credited a GLP-1 for helping her shed pounds. Amy Schumer admitted she tried it, though she wasn't thrilled with the side effects. Candy Burris mentioned her own experiences, and Kelly Clarkson clarified she was on a similar treatment, but not Ozempic itself. Even without name-dropping brands, the message was clear. These weren't fringe meds anymore. They were becoming normalized, even glamorized. That cultural leap, from clinic to cocktail party chatter, helped rocket GLP-1s into the global spotlight. Suddenly, they weren't just about medicine, they were about image, status, and the shifting definition of wellness. So what do they actually do? At their core, GLP-1 receptor agonists mimic a natural hormone in your body that slows digestion, regulates blood sugar, and reduces appetite. In simpler terms, your stomach empties more slowly, you feel full sooner, and those random cravings? Damped down. Clinical trials and real-world data back it up. Most patients lose between 10% and 20% of their body weight within a year. To put that in perspective, that kind of weight loss isn't just cosmetic, it's life-saving. Shedding that much can slash risks of heart disease, lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol, and boost overall quality of life. For people battling obesity or type 2 diabetes, GLP-1s aren't a vanity tool. They're a game changer. No wonder some doctors have gone as far as calling them miracle drugs, and the benefits might not stop at weight. Early studies hint that GLP-1s could curb addictions, like alcohol, nicotine, even compulsive eating, though the science is still developing. Imagine a future where one injection doesn't just reshape your waistline, but rewires your cravings. That's the kind of possibility fueling the hype. But let's not sugarcoat this. There are risks, and plenty of them. The most common complaints? Stomach misery, nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, reflux, constipation. You name it. For some people it passes. For others it's so relentless they quit altogether. And then there are the bigger red flags. The FDA has long warned about potential links to thyroid tumors and pancreatitis, though the data mostly comes from animal studies. Rare cases of gastroparesis, delayed stomach emptying so severe it complicates surgeries, have alarmed anesthesiologists enough to advise patients to stop GLP-1s a week before going under. Other dangers lurk too. Dehydration, gallstones, kidney strain, and in extremely rare cases, vision problems. Bottom line, these are powerful drugs. They're not gummy vitamins you pick up at a gas station. They need medical oversight. Here's another reality that rarely makes headlines. Most people don't stay on them. Studies reveal that nearly 2/3 of non-diabetic users quit within a year. Why? Side effects, cost, or just plain burnout? Even celebrities with endless money and private doctors sometimes bow out. Everyday patients? They're juggling insurance headaches, out-of-pocket bills, and the emotional toll of yo-yoing weight. That's the sobering truth Hollywood red carpets don't tell you. And then comes the cultural backlash. Weight stigma in a new disguise. A Washington Post column in 2024 bluntly warned that asking someone, "Are you on Ozempic?" is just as invasive as asking about their plastic surgery. Online forums are littered with stories of people quietly taking the drug, only to feel outed and shamed by casual jokes at dinner parties. In a society obsessed with body image, GLP-1s are stirring up old stigmas in new ways. Worse, their popularity has birthed a black market. Scroll Instagram or TikTok, and you'll see shady ads offering cheap fat jabs. The problem? Many are counterfeits, or dangerously compounded knockoffs. In the UK, reality star Aislinn Horgan-Wallace nearly died after using a fake injection she thought was Ozempic. She ended up in the hospital with blurred vision, violent vomiting, and dangerously low blood sugar. Doctors warn these bootleg versions often contain the wrong dose, or no real medication at all, and people are gambling with their lives for a cheaper shortcut. Meanwhile, entire industries are being reshaped. Insurance companies are recalculating policies based on GLP-1 use. Telehealth startups have become huge distributors of the drugs, but at a cost. Regulators are increasingly worried about patient privacy, as sensitive health data flows through apps that may or may not be airtight. For patients, that means your decision to try GLP-1s isn't just about your body, it's about who you trust with your digital footprint. Of course, not everyone can, or wants to, take them. Enter the natural hacks. Nutritionists point out that high-protein, high-fiber meals mimic some effects of GLP-1s by naturally regulating hunger hormones. Think lentil quinoa bowls, grilled salmon with roasted veggies, or even a humble yogurt parfait with nuts. These won't melt pounds as fast as a weekly injection, but they're safer, cheaper, and sustainable. They remind us of an age-old truth. No drug replaces healthy habits. Still, research keeps pushing boundaries. Some studies suggest GLP-1s might reduce risks of cardiovascular disease, kidney failure, maybe even dementia. Others highlight trade-offs: gallstones, dehydration, and digestive strain. It's the same story we've seen before with miracle drugs. Powerful benefits, powerful consequences. And if you really want the unfiltered picture, head to Reddit or TikTok. There, users spill the good, the bad, and the messy. Some share survival hacks. Eat smaller meals, avoid greasy foods, stay upright after eating, and drink tons of water. Others rave about unexpected wins, losing cravings for alcohol or cigarettes. And then there are cautionary tales, people dealing with delayed digestion that complicated surgeries, or side effects that became unbearable. For every story of success, there's another of struggle. Strip away the Hollywood glam and the Instagram filters, and GLP-1s aren't just about science, they're about deeply personal journeys. Journeys filled with hope, frustration, stigma, relief, and sometimes regret. That's the nuance missing when tabloids call them celebrity weight loss shots. So here's the truth. GLP-1 medications are powerful tools, but they're not magic. They demand medical supervision. They come with risks and costs. They trigger cultural debates about body image and privilege. And they don't erase the need for lifestyle changes if you want lasting results. Celebrities may flaunt them as their secret weapon, but the reality is much less glamorous. These drugs are effective, complicated, and often challenging to stick with. If you're thinking about GLP-1 therapy, remember this. Talk to your doctor. Weigh the risks and rewards. Don't fall for sketchy online sellers. Protect your health data. And above all, understand that no injection replaces the basics of nutrition, movement, and long-term self-care. Because in the end, the story of GLP-1s isn't just about Hollywood's red carpets. It's about real people navigating real choices and deciding whether the promise is worth the price. If you found this breakdown useful, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more deep dives where we cut through the hype and expose the truth. Because when it comes to health, The headlines never tell the full story.